This EKN live broadcast of the opening round of the United States Pro Kart Series is presented by DRT Racing. DR Karts, Fisher Racing Engines, and Arrive and Drive programs. DRT Racing can take you to the front. This EKN live broadcast of the opening round.
Welcome back, everybody. We're back to racing action again here at the Mooresville Motorplex. U.S. Pro Kart Series, race day number 1. We're in our second set of heats, and we've lined up our rookie class. We're just getting them in formation now. This is EKN Trackside Live, presented by DRT Racing, here at the Mooresville Motorplex, the U.S. Pro Kart Series. A lot of action already. Heat 1 and a lot of these classes were just absolutely wild. And we're pretty sure we're going to see more of the same as the day rolls on. We're beginning our second set of heats with the rookie class. Starting on the pole will be Nick Shepard, James Litch, outside front row. Then it's Mark Finnis and Kyle West, Carter Cass, Andrew Castellucci in row 3, Griffin Kuntz and Elliot Budzinski in row number 4. Row 5 is Talon Drake and Parker Abbott, Brian Temper and Austin Kendig in row 6, Cameron Christ and Mason Main in row 7, and Caleb Tate starting in 15th. Heading around turn 11 and up the front straightaway for a start. Nick Shepard and James Lynch bring them down. We've got a green. And it's a really good start for James Lynch, but Shepard at the last second gets inside on turn 1 and captures the lead. What a great run we had the last race between Mark Finnis and Nick Shepard as it went down to the wire with Shepard coming out on top. Looks like Finnis might have slipped inside of Lynch to take over second. We'll know that for sure as they draw up a little closer to us here. We do know Nick Shepard is the leader. Running in second is the number 05 of Mark Finnis. So he's already moved up from third to second. Remember, it was a Shepard-Finnis show in the last heat as those two went back and forth quite a bit. Towards the later stages of the race, Shepard just settled in running behind Finnis and then waited till that last lap and made his pass. So we'll see if that develops again or if Shepard can lead the whole way. Our field rundown after one lap. Nick Shepard is your leader. Mark Finnis running in second. James Lynch third. Carter Cass fourth. Andrew Castellucci fifth. A driver on the move. I started in 15th and already passed 4 karts. That's the number 8 of Caleb Tate. Caleb started shotgun on the field and has already worked his way up to that lead group and is trying to move in and gain some more position. So a good run out there right now by Caleb Tate. Heading into turn number 11 to complete lap number 2, it's Nick Shepard, Mark Finnis, James Lynch, and Carter Cass, and then the 18 of Talon Drake. So Talon's moved up into the 5th position. 2-car breakaway once again for Shepard and Finnis. And right now Shepard appears to be happy just riding along in second, trying to distance himself and Shepard from the other two, which are James Lynch and Andrew Castellucci. Rounding turn 11 for lap number 3. Nick Shepard holding off Mark Finnis. And let's go on back in the field here a little bit. Third place is James Lynch. Fourth is Andrew Castellucci. Running at fifth now is Bryant Tremper Jr. Talon Drake is up to sixth, and it's Kyle West, Griffin Kuntz, Elliot Budzinski, and Carter Cass. Parker Abbott runs in 11th, Austin Kendon in 12th, Caleb Tate, Cameron Christ, and Mason Main. That's your running order in the rookie class. Nick Shepard, again, the driver that everybody's chasing. And right now, Mark Finnis is the only one that's been able to stay close to him, as the two of them, as they did in heat number 1, have checked out on the rest of the field. Two wide racing going into turn 1. Really a lot of dicing going on throughout the pack. On back in 5th, 6th, 7th, and 8th position. It's a 4-car battle between Brian Temper, Talon Drake, Kyle West, and Griffin Kuntz. And those four are really going hard at it. You've got a 2-car breakaway with Shepard and Finnis. Then you've got a 2-car breakaway in 3rd and 4th with Castellucci and Lynch. Then you get that group of 4 that's battling for that 5th position. So real competition out here in the rookie class. But right now, Nick Shepard is the driver that has really been the class of the field. Mark Finnis has had something for him, but not quite enough in heat 1. We're halfway home in this rookie heat number 2. Down the long back straightaway. Side by side, coming out of turn 4 and to the high side. I got to tell you, I haven't seen a pass there all day long. But Mark Finnis waited till they came off of turn 4, then slipped underneath of Nick Shepard, and then they had a drag race down into turn 4. And Finnis came out on top. It was a tremendous move by Finnis, and a move I don't think that Shepard was expecting. He thought maybe Finnis might go underneath him going into 4, but he didn't. He waited till they come off the corner. He kind of did a crossover move and slipped inside of him. Really classy move by Mark Finnis. Now let's see if Shepard's going to settle for that, or does he want that lead back? Right now, he's settling to draft up to Finnis and stay there. Now that's what he did in heat 1 and waited to that last lap. Then he slipped inside under braking in turn 1 and made the pass. But right now, he's seems to be at least content on staying right where he's at, waiting for the right move to make that pass in the later stages. We'll have, I believe, 6 complete, I think, this time by. Good battle out there. Nick Shepard knocking on the door of Mark Finnis. 2 laps to go this time by. Is Nick Shepard going to do it again, or can Mark Finnis hang on to this one? Good battle for 3rd between Andrew Castellucci and James Finch. Another battle out there for 4th, 5th, 6th, and 7th. 4-cart battle nose to tail. 2 to go this time by Nick Shepard, and I don't think he's going to do it. He's waiting like he did in that last heat. So the question is, if he's going to wait till the front straightaway. Will Mark Finnis dip to the inside heading into turn one? It's not a good line for him, but he's going to have to protect somehow if he wants to win this heat. So we'll find out what happens here shortly. Heading into turn 8. Two-car battle for the lead. Two-car battle for third, and third place is side by side into turn 8. Lynch looks inside of Castellucci, can't make the move. Now let's loop back to the leaders right now. They're heading down to turn 11. They'll see the white flag this time by. 1 lap to go. Nick Shepard will look to the inside, down the front straightaway. Drafts up behind Ferris. Look, no, he's not going to do it. I thought he would, but he didn't do it. He kept behind Finnis into turn 1. He may settle for a second place. I do believe he'll still, points-wise, he will probably still be up there, but he's looking to the inside, headed into turn 4, and he makes the pass. So Nick Shepard does pull up in front, making the pass, under braking, going inside in turn 4, and let's see if Mark Finnis can get him back. We're headed down now to turn 8. Finnis isn't close enough right here. He inches up, but now it's too late to make the move there. I don't think he's going to have the stuff to do it. He's right on the rear bumper. Around 9 and 10. And now that long sweeper headed into turn 11, looking to the inside. Close the door, opens it back up, and here they come out of 11. It's going to be Nick Shepard winning heat number 2. Good run out there for Mark Finnis, finishing in second. A solid run for third, almost side by side. Andrew Castellucci and James Lynch, third and fourth. Then it's Brian Temper in fifth. Kyle West, Talon Drake, Austin Kendig, Elliot Budzinski, and Parker Abbott, your top 5 finishers in rookie. Once again, your winner of heat number 2 as well as heat number 1, the number 20 of Nick Shepard. We'll take a short break. When we come back, we will have the Yamaha Senior heat number 2.
This EKN live broadcast from Mooresville Motorplex and the U.S. Pro Kart Series opener is brought to you by Racing, importers of the race-winning DR Kart chassis. Kart Lift. Get a kart lift and leave your crew at home. Margay Racing. American made since 1964. And Kart Sport North America, the newly appointed United States distributor of FA Karts and OTK Parts. Driver, chassis, engine. It's the trifecta. If you have them all, you can win. If you're missing one, it's a whole lot harder. If you feel like you're lacking in the power department, it's time to call DRT Racing and Fisher Racing Engines. Brian Fisher is DRT Racing's in-house engine builder, and the multi-time WKA road race champion is making big power at DRT's Bluff City, Tennessee location. DRT Racing has a full in-house engine program and a brand new dyno that is already paying off with major horsepower gains and precision tuning. We provide race-winning power plants for Stock Moto, TAG, Yamaha, and we're also a Rotax service center. We offer full dyno services, and we can provide Trackside engine service and support at every event we attend. And if you want it all, just match your new Fisher power with a race-winning DR kart. When you slip behind the wheel, you'll know you have everything you need to succeed. To learn more about DRT Racing and Fisher Racing Engines, give us a call at 423-538-3838, or just stop by our trailer at any major racing event in the country. This EKN live broadcast of the opening round of the United States Pro Kart Series is presented by DRT Racing. DR Karts, Fisher Racing Engines, and Arrive and Drive programs. DRT Racing can take you to the front.
And welcome back to Mooresville. We got Yamaha Senior on the track. The U.S. Pro Kart Series. Working our way through our second group of heat races. Headed up the front straightaway, Joel Jens and Andrew Burton bringing him down for a start. We've got a green into turn 1. Joel Jens comes out on top. Joel Jens, the winner of the first heat, but Andrew Burton gave him a real strong run. Burton gets shuffled back, though, to 4th on the start. Actually, Sam Kate was also very strong in that first heat. I believe it was Kate that actually chased down Jens. Headed into turn 11 and coming by for our first completed lap, Joel Jens leads the way, crossing the stripe. It's Joel Jens, your leader. Andrew Burton running in 2nd. Camden Speth in 3rd. Sam Cade 4th. And Tony Jump running in 5th. In 6th is Adam Kreppen, followed by Patrick Olson, Billy Lewis, Kenlon Moores, and Cameron Speck. 5-car breakaway. Joel Jens, Andrew Burton, Camden Speth, Sam Cate, and Tony Jump. And now a little shuffling going on as Sam Cate moves up to 3rd spot, and Camden Speth actually gets shuffled back a couple of spots as they cross the stripe for another lap. About a 5-car length breakaway for Joel Jens. Then it's Camden Speth, Sam Cate, Tony Jump, and Andrew Burton. Sam Cate. Boy, it's just almost a mirror image of heat number 1. Cate gets shuffled back early and has to chase down Joel Jens. But right now he's trying to get his way up to 2nd. Oh, and he gets a little bumping and grinding from behind. It looks like, I'm not sure if that was Tony Jump. That was the number 22 Jump that gets together with Cate. And they get into turn 8, nose to tail. Camden Speth still running in 2nd. But Cate and Jump going at it pretty good out there. And now Cate gets shuffled back a couple more spots. So we'll get another rundown on this. Boy, we're a little wild and crazy here coming down the front straightaway. Whoo, doggy. Everybody's still headed in the right direction, but not exactly in the places they were when they left turn 11. Joel Jens is your leader. Camden Speth runs in 2nd. Tony Jump is now up to 3rd. Andrew Burton is 4th. Sam Cate runs in 5th. Billy Lewis, Cameron Speck, Kenlon Moore, Anthony Granada, and Adam Kreppen are your top 10. Then it's Sam Watson and Patrick Olson. That's your running order in Yamaha Senior. Joel Jens now with a comfortable maybe half a second lead, probably about 10 kart lengths over Camden Speth. His biggest threat in that first heat, Sam Cates, has really been struggling out there as he's gotten shuffled back 2 or 3 spots. So a tough race right now for Sam Cates, who was so strong in Heat 1. Closing in on the halfway mark for our Yamaha Senior class. Joel Jens with a comfortable lead out there. I want to remind everybody that if you want to give any feedback or give a shout out to any of your friends or drivers wishing them luck this weekend, the email address is news@eKartingNews.com. Drop us a note. We'll announce it over the air and give your driver a good luck wish as we go through the program this weekend. Also want to give a shout out myself to my friend Gary Carter listening in at home back in Akron, Ohio. I see Gary sent me a message this morning that he was catching it live out there, so that's pretty cool. So, Gary, thanks for listening. We're having a great time here in Mooresville, the U.S. Pro Kart Series, race number 1, and we're well into the program today, and there has been some really exciting racing. Right now on the track, we've got Yamaha Senior. Joel Jens has been the class of the field so far. Sam Cates had a little something for him in heat number 1, but Cates is struggling right now, trying to work his way through the pack. It is Camden Speth who runs second. Right behind Camden is Tony Jump in third, and Tony's trying to chase down Speth and get up to second. Sam Cate and Andrew Burton are your top 5. Then you go quite a ways back, and you got Billy Lewis running in 6th. But no one has had anything this race for Joel Jens. Now, Sam Cate does slip inside of Camden Speth and takes over 3rd spot, and it looks like Andrew Burton may have taken over 4th. I think Speth, from here it looks like Speth was shuffled back to 5th, so a double pass on the inside going into turn 1. A lot of action there. So you got Tony Jump now moving up to 2nd. Does he have anything for Joel Jens? Right now, it's about a 1 second gap between the two. And it's going to be awfully difficult as this race winds down for them to catch on. Here comes Sam Cates right on the rear bumper of Tony Jump. Those two got together a little early in the race, so we'll keep a close watch on this one. They head into turn 1. Cates right on the rear bumper, out of turn 1, or turn 11 rather, up the front straightaway. Cates peeking to the inside, drag race down into turn 1. It's Cates slipping the inside to Jump, and he makes the pass. Sam Cates takes over 2nd. He finished 2nd in heat number 1 as well. But with just a few laps left in this one, I think the distance is much too great to be catching Joel Jens. But he should have an outside front row starting spot if he can finish 2nd, also in this heat number 2. Tony Jump gets shuffled back to 3rd. Andrew Burton to 4th. Two laps to go. Your leader, Joel Jens. 2nd spot, Tony Jump. 3rd spot, Sam Cate. Andrew Burton in 4th, and Camden Speth in 5th. That's your top 5 running order. White flag next time by for Joel Jens. Sam Cate closing the gap a little bit, but he's out of time on the last lap. He's never going to be able to reel in Joel Jens. But he does appear, at least in the late stages, does appear to be faster. And we will look at our feature events, which are going to be about 20 laps. He may have a shot to run down Joel Jens. So we'll see how that goes. White flag is out. 1 lap to go. Your top 5 running order: Joel Jens, Sam Cate, Tony Jump, Andrew Burton, and Camden Speth. Heading around turn 7, down that short, straight in front of us here to turn 8. Everybody's kind of settled in. Not much doubt on this one where it's going to wind up, it doesn't look like. Headed now into turn 11, and it's going to be another win for Joel Jens. Sam Cate finishing in 2nd. Tony Jump will finish 3rd. Andrew Burton 4th. Camden Speth in 5th. In 6th is Billy Lewis finishing in 7th. Will be Kenlon Morse in 8th. Cameron Speck. 9th, Anthony Granada. And rounding out the top 10, Sam Watson. Your winner, once again, Joel Jens. And after these messages, when we come back, we will have heat number 2 for the junior class.
This EKN live broadcast from Mooresville Motorplex and the U.S. Pro Kart Series opener is brought to you by Racing, importers of the race-winning DR kart chassis. Kart Lift. Get a kart lift and leave your crew at home. Margay Racing, American made since 1964. And Kart Sport North America, the newly appointed United States distributor of FA Karts and OTK parts.
When it comes to kart stands, you only need to know one word: kart lift. We all know that kart stands are more than just a sideline item at the racetrack. They are a central point in our racing program, and at Kart Lift, kart stands are their business. Since 1999, Kart Lift has been providing karters all over the country with high-quality stands at a common-sense price with customer service that is second to none. All of Kart Lift's stands are designed, handcrafted, and made in America. Kart Lift has proven strong over the years by providing a country of kart racers with any style kart stand they need. We offer everything from the traditional fold-up product to stacker stands to a variety of one-man motorized kart lifts for the racer doing it all on their own. Kart Lift's product line is as diverse as the racers who use them. This year we've added our new Euro Deluxe stand to the product line, which pairs European styling with American functionality. Kart Lift has and continues to be your one-stop shop for all things related to kart stands. Go to kartlift.com to view their long list of products or to find the nearest dealer to you.
This EKN live broadcast of the opening round of the United States Pro Kart Series is presented by DRT Racing. DR Karts, Fisher Racing Engines, and Arrive and Drive programs. DRT Racing can take you to the front.
And we're back at Mooresville, and we've got, well, we don't have a start. The first aborted start of the day. Our Yamaha Junior on the track, Anthony Ganji Jr. and Zach Holden on the front row in Yamaha Junior. It's EKN Trackside Live, presented by DRT Racing here this weekend, bringing you all the live action at the Mooresville Motorplex, the U.S. Pro Kart Series race number 1. Don't forget our second event coming up at the Newcastle Motorsports Park, June 7th, 8th, and 9th. We got a lot of action in store this weekend. Already have seen some tremendous racing here. A lot of good passing areas. This is just a really, really great racetrack. And we got a good one in store for us now. Heat number 2 of Yamaha Junior. Anthony Ganji Jr. and Zach Holden bringing them around for a start. Gresham Wagner and Matt Solarzik in row 2. This was a heck of a race in Heat 1. A lot of shuffling, a lot of passing, and we'll see if we get a start this time by. Karts heading down towards turn 11, and they'll come out of there shortly, and they'll be looking at our flagman, Cameron Ager, to see if he's going to drop the green. And as soon as he does, we'll let you know, because we'll be racing here at Mooresville. Looking, and we've got a green. We're racing, and Zach Holden really gets a good start. Ganji gets shuffled back to third. It looks like Holden and possibly Solarzik on that outside row took off. And they're 1 and 2, I believe, with Ganji back in third. But we'll get a read on that here in just a moment. That appears to be what happened on that start, though. I do believe we have Zach Holden out in front. But they're coming by in front of us right now, so we'll get you a good run on this. It is the kart number 2 and the kart 79. And it's 79 of David Malukas. David Malukas all the way from 5th spot on the last lap. Slips up into 1st. So your leader, the 79 of David Malukas. The number 2 of Zach Holden in 2nd. Anthony Ganji Jr. in 3rd. So Malukas is the one that really got the good start out there. I believe he started back in 5th position, and he really got a good jump on that start. He leads the way right now. Holden runs 2nd, Ganji Jr. 3rd, Mike McAndrews 4th, and Matt Solarzik in 5th. Then it's Emerson Reed, Nolan Rucco, Davis Durrett, Gresham Wagner, and Olivia Horn. Side by side for the lead into turn 1, and Zach Holden makes the pass over David Malukas. Malukas tries to come back, can't quite do it. Beautiful move, under braking inside of turn number 8 for Zach Holden. He is your new leader, but Malukas isn't giving up that easy. Down the front straightaway, Malukas drafts up to Holden, peeks to the inside, not going to do it. Headed into turn 1, it stays the same with Zach Holden, David Malukas. Now Mike McAndrews has moved up to 3rd. And we've got a lot of shuffling. The dust is flying. A lot of action back in the pack. And we've got a lot of positions changing. We'll get you a new rundown here shortly. But from about 5th on back, there's been a lot of jostling going on there. Our leader's still the same, Zach Holden and David Malukas, 1 and 2. Then it's Mike McAndrews in 3rd, Matt Solarzik in 4th. Tough break for Anthony Ganji Jr. He got in the mix over there coming off of turn 1 that last lap, and he shuffled all the way back to, I believe, 7th or 8th spot. In 5th right now runs the 23 of Nolan Rucco. So Rucco moved up a few spots on that last lap. Nolan Rucco on the move. It's still Zach Holden and David Malukas, and they've checked out a little bit on the rest of the field. Running in 3rd, a little bit back, maybe a half a second, is Mike McAndrews. Then you've got in 4th spot running all alone Matt Solarzik. Then you got a big race, 6-cart battle actually from 5th on back with Nolan Rucco leading that group. Big battle at the front of the field right now. Zach Holden and David Malukas heading down the front straightaway, and Malukas has made his way around Holden, has taken over the lead, but Holden is right on his rear bumper, drafting up and trying to get out, basically checking out on the rest of the field if they can, so they can have a race to themselves, so to speak, into turn number 4. Things look pretty good there, but a lot of action back in 5th and 6th. Right now, your top 10 running order, it's David Malukas, Zach Holden, Mike McAndrews, Matt Solarzik, and Gresham Wagner, followed by Becker Reardon, Davis Durrett, Emerson Reed, Nolan Rucco, and Anthony Ganji Jr. That is your top 10 running order right now. Halfway home, next time by in our junior class. Rounding turn 11. It's going to be David Malukas and Zach Holden, 1 and 2. Mike McAndrews trying to chase him down. Holden looks to the inside, going into turn 1 and makes the pass. Oh, Holden spins out. Holden gets it sideways, does a 360 off in the grass. Zach Holden now gets shuffled back to 4th, 5th, 6th position. Wow, that was a wild one there. Holden came through turn 1. Looks like he might have bumped the curbing a little bit. Got it sideways. Gathered it back up, did a masterful job keeping control of that cart, that's for sure. But it cost him the lead. So a tough break for Zach Holden. And the beneficiary of all of that, the benefactor, it's Mike McAndrews, who is running 3rd. He ends up on the point, followed by 79 David Malukas in 2nd. In 3rd now is Matt Solarzik, so he's moved up a little bit. But Zach Holden, who went for the lead in turn 1, came out on the short end of the stick. Tough break. We're side by side with Malukas and McAndrews into turn 1. Plenty of racing room. And Malukas comes out on top. He leads the way over McAndrews. They're 1 and 2. Big lead over 3rd place, which is Becker Reardon. Becker's moved up to 3rd. Matt Solarzik runs 4th. Emerson Reed runs in 5th. Gresham Wagner, Anthony Ganji Jr. moves up to 7th. David Durrett, Nolan Rucco, and Zach Holden. Those are your top 10 running order. Malukas now back in front of McAndrews. Down the front straightaway one more time. We near the end of this heat number 2 in juniors. Malukas and McAndrews have really stretched it out. Becker Reardon runs in 3rd. Emerson Reed and Matt Solarzik, your top 5. In 6 is Gresham Wagner, followed by Anthony Ganji Jr., Davis Durrett, Zach Holden, and Nolan Rucco. Running in 10th, It'll be 2 laps to go this time by, and it's boiled down to a 2-kart race for the lead, Malukas and McAndrew. And let's see who's going to come out on top. Right now it's Malukas leading the way. Two to go this time by. Into turn 11. Coming out the same, David Malukas and Mike McAndrews. McAndrews drafting up with a 2 to go sign, and he's satisfied just to follow Malukas into turn 1. Good battle on back in 3rd, 4th, 5th, and 6th. And it looks like Ganji Jr. might have moved up a spot or 2. He's trying to make his way back. Fast qualifier, but has had some tough luck in the heats. It'll be 1 to go. Next time by, you'll see the white flag. Boy, a lot of stuff going on back in 3rd. It looks like Holden now has made his way back to 4th. He's trying to work his way back up to 3rd. Becker Reardon right now holding down that spot. But the 88 of Emerson Reed right there with him. Ganji Jr. has worked his way back up to 5th, so he's really stuck with it and put in a good race. White flag is out, and Mike McAndrews is your leader. David Malukas runs in 2nd. In 3rd is Becker Reardon, followed by Emerson Reed and Anthony Ganji Jr. So a good run by Ganji Jr. He started on the pole, got shuffled back early, didn't get upset, stuck with it, ran a good solid race, and he's going to have a top 5, it looks like, if he can hang on, but it's not over yet. And here comes these top 2 around turn 7 right now. Will Malukas try to look to the inside on turn 8? Yes, he does. Side by side into turn 8. Malukas makes the pass. McAndrews gets a little sideways. Now it's Malukas up front into turn 9 and 10. Does McAndrews have anything left? He's going to have to make the move headed into turn 11. Here they come down to turn 11. It's Malukas leading the way. Goes high. McAndrews looks to the inside. Not going to be able to do it down the front straightaway. We got to pass for 3rd spot as well, side by side. What's it going to be? Holy cow, a lot of stuff going here. We'll get you updated in just a second, but the winner is David Malukas. Mike McAndrews finishes in 2nd, Emerson Reed 3rd, Becker Reardon 4th, and Anthony Ganji Jr. in 5th. But it was a wild one. 3rd, 4th, 5th, and 6th, side by side, crossing the stripe as they came by for the checkered flag. More great racing here at Mooresville in this U.S. Pro Kart Series, and a lot more racing to come. That was our junior race. After these messages, we'll be coming back with Cadet.
This EKN live broadcast from Mooresville Motorplex and the U.S. Pro Kart Series opener is brought to you by Racing, importers of the race-winning DR kart chassis. Kart Lift. Get a kart lift and leave your crew at home. Margay Racing, American-made since 1964. And Kart Sport North America, the newly appointed United States distributor of FA Karts and OTK parts. We need to buy American. You hear that a lot these days. And when you buy American, you're supporting American families and American industry. If you believe in this, then believe in Margay. Proudly American, building quality racing karts in St. Louis, Missouri for the last 50 years. Margay's Brava program is entering its 17th year of development and production, and quality and performance are second to none. Our 2013 lineup of chassis can put any racer in the seat of a new Brava. The Brava 1.13 is the ultimate kart for tag competition, featuring fully adjustable caster and camber, Ackerman, front and rear ride heights, and removable torsion bars. The 411 offers the same quality of product for 4-cycle applications. The Brava C2 Cadet chassis and the Wildcat Kid Kart are the newest offerings, and they take quality and performance to a new level. The C2 Cadet features an adjustable pedal assembly and wheelbase that will grow with your child, while the Wildcat is the perfect way to introduce your son or daughter to the amazing world of karting. You can see the entire Margay chassis lineup at our website, www.margay.com. Margay, made in America, by Americans, for American karting since 1964. Margay, it's your choice.
Welcome back to Mooresville. This is the U.S. Pro Kart Series. Brought to you today at EKN Trackside Live, presented by DRT Racing. I'm Randy Kugler, and we're bringing you all the action here at this U.S. Pro Kart Series event. We're through our second set of heats now, into our second set of heats, I should say, with the cadet class. Nice field of cadets, about 25 to 26. We've got kart number 24, Max Kaser, that has not left the grid. And boy, that is the worst thing for a racer, is when the kart won't start. Boy, I tell you, that's tough. Dylan Tavella bringing him around. Kart number 14. Looking for a start. Keeping him at a good pace. Nope, not going to do it. Outside line a little bit too quick on that one. That would have been the number 3 of Luke Finnis. And Luke was a little bit quick on that outside row. And so our flagman Cameron Egger says, no, guys, pole man sets the pace. We need to do our best to make sure we get a good, clean start. And we will do that till we get it right for sure. So Luke Finnis and Dylan Tavella on that front row setting the pace. And we'll see if we can get a green this time by. They're pretty slow pace out there, and I think some of the kids are getting a little antsy, and that'll happen. But that front row sets the pace, and more specifically, the pole man sets the pace. So we'll see if we can get a cleaner start this time. We'll watch our flagman. This is heat number 2 of cadets as we work our way through our second round. Masters is on the grid. Rounding turn 11. Looking for a start. And we've got a green this time. Tavella with a good clean start to the inside. Heads into turn 1. And we're good to go. Oh, we've got a couple spinners. Everybody is officially headed in the right direction now. Not exactly when we first saw it, but we had some spinners. Everybody's right side up. Rubber on the road, all wheels on the ground, and we're racing here at Mooresville, the U.S. Pro Kart Series Cadet Class. You're listening to EKN Trackside Live, presented by DRT Racing, and it's a pleasure for us to bring it to you today. A lot of great racing here at Mooresville, a lot more great racing to come this weekend for the U.S. Pro Kart Series. Dylan Tavella leads the way, about a 2-kart length advantage. One lap in the books. It's Dylan Tavella, Lance Feddersen, Luke Finnis, Sam Mayer, and Garrett Moran, your top 5. Top 5 are in a nose-to-tail breakaway draft. It's Tavella, Fenderson, Finnis, Mayer, and Moran. A little ways back, maybe half a second, and you've got about 14 karts nose to tail. Typical cadet racing for sure. Good battle out front. Now the top 4 slipping away ever so slightly. Dylan Tavella still leads the way in the 14, but he's got company. Coming by for lap number 2 around turn 11. Here comes Tavella. Fenderson, Finnis, Mayer, and Moran, your top 5. Everything stays status quo as we work our way into this cadet heat number 2. Two laps in the books, 8 laps to go for cadets. And it's a big battle out there. In fact, now we've got about 7 or 8 in that lead draft. Tavella hanging on, but he's got everybody knocking on the door, starting with the number 9 of Lance Fenderson. And I mean knocking. They are right there. There's really not a solid breakaway till you go back about 15 karts. They're that close. So some great racing out there in cadets. Headed down the front straightaway one more time. Here comes Tavella crossing the stripe, about a 2-kart length advantage. But Fenderson drafts up right to the rear bumper of Tavella. Will he have something for him on the backstretch? We'll watch that battle closely. Headed down the back straightaway. Good run by Fenderson. He looks to the inside of Tavella. Entering turn 4. Can he make the pass? Not going to be able to do it. Almost had him. Out of turn 4. Fenderson hangs on. Tavella trying to protect that lead. Luke Finnis, Sam Mayer, and now it's Neil Verhagen in 5th. Good battle out there by all these drivers, putting on a heck of a show in cadets, that's for sure. And they always do. This class, even though they're some of our youngest drivers, they're truly some of our best, most exciting drivers out there. They put on a great show every time we watch them, and today is no exception. They are not disappointing. This is a heck of a show. Down the front straightaway one more time. Tavella, Fenderson, Finnis, Mayer, and Verhagen, your top 5. They have broken away a little bit on the rest of the field. So we'll focus on that for the moment. But we do want to let you know on back in 6th, 7th, and 8th, there's a good battle. Garrett Moran, John Paul Southern, and Austin Schaff are putting on a really good battle for 6th, 7th, and 8th. But at the moment, they've lost that draft of that lead group, and they need to stay in line, not double up, and try to catch back up. Otherwise, they could find themselves off the draft and battling amongst themselves, and they don't want that. They've got to get back to that lead draft to make a move. And actually, it's working. They've caught back up. Now the lead draft is 8 karts. The top 8 drivers, nose to tail here. We got one off the track, getting it sideways, gathering it up, and getting it back on. Not sure who that was, but I will tell you, he did a heck of a job out there keeping it together. That would have been kart number 04. I'm going to give him a special call because he really had a handful. That's Jamie Williams. Jamie was off track coming out of turn 10. Gathered it back up, got it sideways, gathered it back up again, got it back on track, didn't hit anybody, didn't lose as much ground as he could have. So a nice job of driving by Jamie Williams, keeping things in line and getting back into the race. So a good job of driving here to save it. Back to the front, wow, 3, 6, 8, that's right, 8 drivers, literally bumper to bumper, nose to tail for this cadet, heat number 2. Dylan Tavella has been the leader every lap. They've laid into him, they've done everything they possibly can, but he's got ice in his veins. He really doesn't want to give up this lead. He wants to hang on to it for the whole race. He told me in his interview, I'd rather be up front. Well, you're up front, but you got a lot of work ahead of you. As we work towards the later stages of heat number 2, he has so much company. And here they come. It's a freight train to the inside, going into turn 4. Oh, and it's side by side for second. And it looks like, we've got Luke Finnis that has slipped up to second. I'll double check that as they come by. But it looks like the number 3 of Luke Finnis slips around Lance Fenderson and moves up to second. So Finnis in second, Fenderson back to third. And this helps Dylan Tavella a little bit, but not much. He got about a 3 or 4 kart length gap. That gap is closing again because you've got such a freight train of karts behind him. Here's your rundown, but it's going to change because we've got 2 wide racing into turn 1. And what do we have here? It looks like Verhagen might have actually pulled up to third. Neil Verhagen. They cross the stripe. Dylan Tavella, Luke Finnis, Neil Verhagen, Lance Feddersen, and Sam Mayer. Now, Verhagen was running in second. I think he's up. Was running in third, rather. But it appears, as they come by here, he's up to second. Dylan Tavella, still your leader, but a lot of stuff going on in behind him, all trying to chase him down. But every time these guys get side by side, it gives more of a benefit to the leader, Dylan Tavella, because he can stretch it out a little bit. We've got 2 laps to go. Dylan Tavella with a 2 kart length advantage over the 91 of Neil Verhagen. Verhagen runs second, Luke Finnis in third, Lance Feddersen fourth, John Paul Southern with a really good run out there works his way up to 5th. So Southern, who started pretty far back in this heat race, moves up to 5th. But we got a pass now for the lead, and Neil Verhagen takes over the top spot for the first time. The scenery changes for Dylan Tavella. It'll be white flag next time by. Can Tavella gather that lead back up, or is he going to have to settle for second? He's not waiting. Inside turn number 8, he looks for a pass, backs it out at the last minute. Neil Verhagen leads the way. Dylan Tavella runs in second. Then it's Luke Finnis, Lance Fenderson, and John Paul Southern. We've got 8 carts nose to tail out here for the win. Headed into turn 11, they'll be coming down for the white flag, and Neil Verhagen tries to hang on. It's going to be a long lap for him, let me tell you. Here comes Tavella down the front straight. Here comes Luke Finnis. They look inside, they look outside. Nothing changes through turn 1. Verhagen still leads. Tavella runs second. Look for him down into turn 4. Will Tavella make a move? Going to the inside, looking. I think we got possibly, no, it's not a block. In fact, Tavella slips to the inside and makes a pass around Verhagen. Headed up to turn 5. Here comes Verhagen. Here comes Lance Federson. Are they going to be able to make the pass back over Tavella? Can he hang on? We've got turn number 8 coming up, and turn number 8 has been tough all day long. Not going to happen here. Tavella takes a good line into turn 8, protects his spot, does a great job around turn 9, looking pretty good right now. Dylan Tavella running a smart race, headed down to turn 11. Last chance for Federson, last chance for Verhagen. Are they going to be able to do anything with Tavella? It doesn't look like it. Clean off at turn 11. Your winner in a great race of heat number 2 winner, Dylan Tavella. So Dylan Tavella is our winner. Finishing in second is Neil Verhagen. Third is Lance Federson. Fourth, Austin Schoof. And fifth is Luke Finnis. Once again, your winner in heat number 2, Dylan Tavella. When we come back, it's Masters, heat number 2.
This EKN live broadcast from Mooresville Motorplex and the U.S. Pro Kart Series opener is brought to you by Kart Racing, importers of the race-winning DR kart chassis. Kart Lift. Get a kart lift and leave your crew at home. Margay Racing, American-made since 1964. And Kart Sport North America, the newly appointed United States distributor of FA karts and OTK parts. DR Karts, Fisher Racing Engines. They're all part of DRT Racing's growing program. At DRT Racing, we not only offer quality products and big horsepower, we can also support our drivers with full arrive and drive programs at all the major events and series. We're trackside with our DR Kart program at the SCUSA Pro Tour and the Super Nationals, the WKA National Road Race Series and Manufacturers Cup, and now the U.S. Pro Kart Series. We're thrilled to have multi-time champion Nick Johnson on our team to elevate our chassis tuning and driver coaching programs. And Brian Fisher is always trackside to make sure our drivers' engines are ready to rip. When you're ready to take on the best, give DRT Racing a call at 423-538-3838 or just stop by our trailer at any major racing event in the country. To check us out online, head to drt-racing.com.
Do you want to be with the best? Get to race with an EKN Team of the Year award winner? Then join the Kart Sport North America program today. Kart Sport North America is headquartered at the state-of-the-art Mooresville Motorplex in North Carolina. And not only are they the exclusive U.S. and Mexico importer for the Aero Racing carts, but they've recently been announced as the newest United States distributor for Fernando Alonso's FA kart and OTK parts. 2 of the top names in karting chassis in one location. During the 2013 racing season, Kart Sport will provide trackside support and arrive and drive programs on the SCUSA Pro Tour, the U.S. Pro Kart Series, the WK Manufacturers Cup, the Rotax Grand Nationals, and the Pan Am Challenge. The on-site Kart Sport Pro Shop at MMX is also a Rotax service center, and they are a North American specialty distributor for SKF bearings. Kart Tech products, CZ chain, Prisma tire gauges, Oryx wheels, Kart Care products, and much more. For all the information you need or to shop online for all of Kart Sports products, visit www.kartsportsna.com.
This EKN live broadcast of the opening round of the United States Pro Kart Series is presented by DRT Racing. DR Karts, Fisher Racing Engines, and Arrive and Drive programs. DRT Racing can take you to the front.
And we're back at the Mooresville Motorplex. EKN Trackside Live, presented by DRT Racing. This is Randy Kugler, along with our producer David Cole. We're bringing you live action of the U.S. Pro Kart Series. On the racetrack at this time for heat number 2, it's our Masters class. Heat number 1 was owned by Chuck Gaffara as he walked the field. Let's see if the rest of the group has anything for Chuck as we go into heat number 2. He was quick. Probably about a 2 to 3 second advantage when that one was over. Good battle, though, for second as Chuck Tate, Jim Brickley, Chad Kruger, all those guys really went hard at it. Brian McAvoy, Brian McCaddy. It was a good race out there for second. But Chuck Gaffara certainly was the class of the field when it comes to who was the quickest out there for sure. Coming down for a start. Looking at our flagman, Cameron Egger. And we've got a green. And they were waiting for him on this time. It looks like Gaffara is going to have his work cut out for him. I think it might have been McCaddy that slipped underneath him. Gaffara gets shuffled all the way back to third. McCaddy and McAvoy get around him. Now he's making his way back into second. This may be short-lived. He's got a lot of horsepower, but we will find out here in a little bit. But that did come as a bit of a surprise, I think, to all of us because he was so quick in heat number 1. Your leader right now is the 93. That is Brian McCaddy. Chuck Gaffara, of course, right to the rear bumper. With his speed in heat number 1, my guess is when they come down the front straight, he'll probably sneak on by. But we'll see. McCaddy looks pretty strong out there. Maybe he found some horsepower. We're about to find out. Looks like we got Chuck Tate up there running in third. Good battle. Gaffara looking at his chances. Can't quite do it right there. Now remember yesterday in happy hour, Chuck Gaffara and Chuck Tate were only 1/100th of a second apart on their times. Gaffara slips inside of McCaddy and makes the pass. Here comes Chuck Tate. He makes the pass as well. Now it's a 2-driver race between Gaffara and Chuck Tate. Remember, they were the 2 fastest drivers in happy hour yesterday. Does Chuck Tate have anything for Chuck Gaffara? Right now, I'd say it looks like he might. He's closing the door a little bit on Gaffara. Chuck Tate, pedal to the metal, trying to close in on Chuck Gaffara. Here comes McCaddy. All of a sudden, Gaffara isn't stretching it out like he did in Heat 1. These guys did some tuning. They might have something for this guy. We're about to find out. Down the front straightaway one more time. Here comes Chuck Tate drafting up to the rear bumper of Chuck Gaffara. Not going to do it there, but he's close. 1 kart length separating Chuck Gaffara and Chuck Tate. Those two have stretched it out over 3rd, 4th, and 5th, which is Brian McCaddy, Chad Kruger, and Brian McAvoy. McAvoy slips inside of Kruger and takes over 4th spot. Nice pass under braking going inside of turn number 4. So Chad Kruger now goes back to 5th. Brian McAvoy up to 4th. Chuck Tate knocking on the door of Chuck Gaffara. The 2 Chucks out there. Which one's going to wind up on top? I don't know. But right now you can't get him any closer. Tate's got something for Gaffara, it looks like. The dust kicks up a little bit. Chuck Tate, we'll call him Chuck T and Chuck G because they're both Chucks. But Chuck T, when the dust flies, you're losing time. And if you want to gain ground on Chuck G, you better do it every lap. You got to be consistent. Getting off track a little bit, that left rear kicked up a little bit of dust. And as racers know, if you're even with somebody and you miss a corner and you lose a 1/10 or 2/10 of a second, It is so hard to make that up, especially when the driver you're chasing is Chuck Gaffara, who doesn't miss too many corners. Chuck Tate driving the wheels off that thing. As they say in NASCAR, he is up on the wheel because he wants to run down Chuck Gaffara. He wants to reel him in. I think he's a little bit faster, actually, and we'll catch his times here in just a moment to see. He looks like he's a little bit quicker than Gaffara, but he's got to close in and then set up a pass and run clean laps. And let's see if he can do that. Best time on Chuck Gaffara is a 49.417. Best lap on Tate is a 49.671. So Tate has been a little bit quicker, and Gaffara now seems like he is stretching it out just a little bit more. So this could be Gaffara's race once again. But Chuck Tate, who knows in the feature, he might have something for Gaffara. Going back on into the field, Brian McCaddy runs third, Brian McAvoy fourth, Chad Kruger fifth, Tim Shute, Cowboy Humphreys, Tom Bruce, Jim Brickley, and Scott Button. That's your top 10 running order for the Masters class, heat number 2. We're almost halfway home next time by, I believe. Good battles all around the racetrack, but Chuck Gaffara leading the way right now, about a second advantage over Chuck Tate. Tate trying to close it in, but boy, it's hard to do. They're pretty equal out there. 49.639 the last lap. That was the best time for Chuck. Only about 5/100ths of a second slower than Chuck Gaffara, but still slower means the gap's getting wider each lap. Now a good battle for third right now. In third is Brian McCaddy, but Brian McAvoy has closed in on McCaddy. He's chasing him down. He wants to try to get third. So we'll see. We'll keep our eye on that and see how that goes. We do want to give a special thanks to Kart Lift, Margay Racing, and Kart Sport North America for helping to sponsor the EKN Trackside Live presented by DRT Racing. All that helps, believe me. Sponsorships is the backbone of a successful series, and we've got some great sponsors here at EKN Trackside Live, and also some great sponsors with the U.S. Pro Kart Series. We're going to talk a little more about those sponsors later in the show, but boy, some great companies that have really come on board and helped the U.S. Pro Kart Series have such a great launch this weekend at the Mooresville Motorplex. 7 laps this time by, 3 to go when they see the flagman. Chuck Gaffara pretty comfortable out there in the lead. Chuck Tate got a nice little gap out there for second place. Really the only battle on the racetrack right now, a couple of battles. We've got a battle for third between McCaddy and McAvoy. And then on back in the field, looks like we've got Cowboy Humphreys in there and the 78 and the 5. The 78 is... the 5 is Jim Brickley, and let's see who that is here. They're coming around the front straightaway now, we'll tell you. But there's 3 karts in, I believe it's 7th, 8th, and 9th that are really putting on a show out there. That's the 28 of Scott Button, the 44 Tom Bruce, and the 5 of Jim Brickley. Chuck Gaffara coming around one more time. Two laps to go. It's Gaffara, your leader. Chuck Tate running in second. Running in third is the 8 of Brian McAvoy. In fourth, Chad Kruger. In fifth, Tim Shute. I want to make mention one of the top runners in this class was the 93 of Brian McCaddy. He's sitting at the scales. Don't know what happened, but he's out of the race. So a tough break for the 93 of Brian McCaddy as he did not finish this one. Running in the top 5 all day in both heats. He's got his work cut out for him now. He'll start further back in the main event. But it's a 20-lapper, so he'll have plenty of time to work his way up. White flag next time by for Chuck Gaffara. Chuck Tate, Brian McAvoy. Everybody's settled into their spots now. Masters class winding down. Got semi-pro and pro left. Then we'll take a short intermission and come back with our main events. And they are going to be great. 20 laps. The pro race, 25 laps. Going to be a doozy. We can't wait to bring it to you. I think you're going to enjoy it. And I'll tell you, this racetrack is conducive to some really great racing. I've learned already there's at least a half a dozen solid passing points on this racetrack, under braking, drafting up and slipping by somebody, slipstreaming by drivers. Even coming off the corner on a crossover move, there's a couple of areas in this track you can make a pass. So really, really a great racetrack, and a lot of fun we've had today bringing these races to you, and a lot more to come. Checker flag falls for the number 35 of Chuck Gafara. Chuck Tate finishing in second. In the number 3, it's Brian McAvoy third. Chad Kruger will finish fourth. Finishing in fifth is Tim Shute. 6th will be Cowboy Humphreys. In 7th, Scott Button. In 8th, Jim Brickley. Tom Bruce finishes 9th. And a DNF for the 93 of Brian McCaddy. Once again, your winner, the 35, or the 3S rather, of Chuck Gafara. After these messages, we're going to come back with the semi-pro heat number 2.
This EKN live broadcast from Mooresville Motorplex and the U.S. Pro Kart Series opener is brought to you by Racing, importers of the race-winning DR kart chassis. Kart Lift. Get a kart lift and leave your crew at home. Margay Racing, American-made since 1964. And Kart Sport North America, the newly appointed United States distributor of FA Karts and OTK parts. DR Karts, Fisher Racing Engines. They're all part of DRT Racing's growing program. At DRT Racing, we not only offer quality products and big horsepower, we can also support our drivers with full arrive and drive programs at all the major events and series. We're Trackside with our DR Kart program at the SCUSA Pro Tour and the Super Nationals, the WKA National Road Race Series and Manufacturers Cup, and now the U.S. Pro Kart Series. We're thrilled to have multi-time champion Nick Johnson on our team to elevate our chassis tuning and driver coaching programs. And Brian Fisher is always trackside to make sure our drivers' engines are ready to rip. When you're ready to take on the best, give DRT Racing a call at 423-538-3838 or just stop by our trailer at any major racing event in the country. To check us out online, head to drt-racing.com.
When it comes to kart stands, you only need to know one word: kart lift. We all know that kart stands are more than just a sideline item at the racetrack. They are a central point in our racing program, and at Kart Lift, kart stands are their business. Since 1999, Kart Lift has been providing karters all over the country with high-quality stands at a common-sense price with customer service that is second to none. All of Kart Lift's stands are designed, handcrafted, and made in America. Kart Lift has proven strong over the years by providing a country of kart racers with any style kart stand they need. We offer everything from the traditional fold-up product to stacker stands to a variety of one-man motorized kart lifts for the racer doing it all on their own. Kart Lift's product line is as diverse as the racers who use them. This year we've added our new Euro Deluxe stand to the product line, which pairs European styling with American functionality. Kart Lift has and continues to be your one-stop shop for all things related to kart stands. Go to kartlift.com to view their long list of products or to find the nearest dealer to you.
And we're back racing here at Mooresville, the U.S. Pro Kart Series taking the green flag. It's the semi-pro division. Davey Manti has been the one to beat in this race, in this class through qualifying in heat number 1. Just taking the green, and we'll get a rundown here for you really quick as they round turns number 4, 5, and 6. Headed down in front of the scoring tower and it's Manti, your leader, but he's got a real good battle going on with, looks like the 05 of Gresham Wagner is right there on his rear bumper, and the 71 of Dustin Strauss not too far back in third. Those three are pretty well checked out in the field, though, already on the first lap. Crossing the stripe for lap number 1, it's Davey Manti, your leader. Gresham Wagner running in second, Dustin Strauss in third, Max Salarzik in fourth, Austin McCluster fifth, Chandler Horton sixth, Braden Eves seventh, Austin Cindric eighth, Mike McAndrews ninth, Austin Erickson 10th, and Andrew Cook. That's the running order for semi-pro. Two-kart battle now as they check out. Davey Manti and Gresham Wagner, 1 and 2. And they are rock solid out there as they're starting to distance themselves from third place. Good battle out there for 5th, 6th, 7th, and 8th. About 4 karts nose to tail out there. Crossing the stripe one more time. Your top 2 running solid, and they're keeping a straight line. They are not dicing back and forth. So they're checking out lap after lap. They seem to be the quickest combination out there. And it looks like Gresham Wagner has no interest at this point of working his way around Davey Manti yet. Obviously, he wants to make that pass, but if those two can check out and just race against themselves, he only has one driver to worry about. So that's their focus right now. Interesting development back in third and fourth, though. Running in third is the 71 of Dustin Strauss. The 12 of Matt Salarzik is closing in on Strauss, and those two, I think if they can get into a two-car draft, may have a chance to close in and catch up to the rest of the league group. Down the back straightaway. Your leader, Davey Manti, Gresham Wagner right there. Dustin Strauss and Matt Salarzik trying to close in. Seems like they might be closing the gap a little bit. Not sure if it's going to be enough or not. Around turn 11, down the front straightaway, and that second group is closing in. We're going to have a 4-car battle for the lead here very soon. Davey Manti, your leader. Gresham Wagner running in second. Dustin Strauss in third, and Matt Salarzik fourth. And that's a pretty tight group. You've got another group of 4 for 5th, 6th, 7th, and 8th, and that is Mike McAndrews, Chandler Horton, Braden Eves, and Austin McCluster. That group of 4 battling for the 5th position, but that league group, those top 4 have checked out, and the win is going to be fought over, I believe, by those first 4 drivers. And right now, Davey Manti only doesn't have a lot of breathing room, is driving up to this point a perfect race. Halfway home next time by. Here comes your leader, Davey Manti. Gresham Wagner takes a peek back to see if he's got any company. Looks like we're going to have a pass for third. Not going to do it. One of the few times that inside line didn't work. Dustin Strauss on the outside. Matt Salarzik dove inside in turn 1, trying to make the pass. Couldn't quite do it. But Salarzik gets really wide there in turn 4. Not sure what happened there, but he fell way out the pace and has lost the draft of Dustin Strauss. So Strauss hanging on. Salarzik gets shuffled back almost into the clutches of 5th place, the number 1 of Mike McAndrews. All this is going on. Those 2 leaders just get a little further away. It's pretty much going to be their race to decide who's going to win this thing in Heat 2. Davey Manti, Gresham Wagner, it's really up to them. Dustin Strauss, probably a half a second back. In fact, it looks like the difference is about a full second, actually. 1 second advantage right now for those top 2 over third place Dustin Strauss. And then Matt Salarzik has completely fallen out of that draft and is really battling that second group of karts, which is McAndrews, Chandler Horton, Braden Eves, Austin McCluster, and Austin Cindric. Those drivers we're kind of closing in on that second group. But the lead group, those top two, are the ones really that have been the class of the field in Heat 1 and now in Heat 2. And we'll see if Davey Manti can hang on or if Gresham Wagner has anything for him. And actually, this is a big break now that I think of it for Gresham Wagner. If you remember in Heat 1, he didn't finish. He actually broke early and was off on the sidelines. So this is a good run for Wagner, and it's going to help him in his starting assignment in the main event and certainly give him a better position if he can at least get a second out of this. But I don't know. I think he's kind of waiting to see if he can pull off the win. It'll be 2 to go this time by for semi-pro. And then we'll have the pro class coming up next. And that's our last heat race actually coming up next before we get to our main events. And they're going to be doozies, let me tell you. It's going to be wild. That's right, it's going to be wild here at Mooresville Motorplex. When we get these feature events going, 20 laps, 25 laps in the pro race. Going to be some great racing here at Mooresville. U.S. Pro Kart Series style. Event number 1 of this series. And it has kicked off with a bang. Really, really good racing out here. Great competitors, great people, and we certainly enjoy bringing it to you on EKN Trackside Live, presented by DRT Racing. My good friend David Cole here to help us with eKarting. And our thanks go out to Rob Houghton for helping to make all this possible, along with DRT Racing. It's been great to bring it to you, and we got so much more in store for you the rest of the day and a full slate of racing tomorrow. White flag is out. 1 lap to go. Davey Manti, your leader. Gresham Wagner running in second. And now Manti, it's almost like he hit his push to pass button or something, because he's now got about a 10 kart length advantage over the balance of the field, or over a second place Gresham Wagner. He hasn't enjoyed that spacing all race. So Manti now with about a 5 kart length advantage. Not too much to worry about. The battle right now is for 4th. Mike McAndrews and Matt Solarzik, 4th and 5th. They're battling for that position. The top 3 are pretty comfortable right now as they round turn 11. Headed down the front straightaway for the checkered flag. The winner of heat number 2 is going to be Davey Manti. Finishing in second will be Gresham Wagner. In third, Dustin Strauss. In fourth, Mike McAndrews. And in fifth, Matt Solarzik. Once again, the winner of heat number 2 in semi-pro, Davey Manti. After these messages, we will come back and bring you heat number 2 of the pro class.
This EKN live broadcast from Mooresville Motorplex and the U.S. Pro Kart Series opener is brought to you by importers of the race-winning DR kart chassis. Kart Lift. Get a kart lift and leave your crew at home. Margay Racing. American made since 1964. And Kart Sport North America, the newly appointed United States distributor of FA karts and OTK parts. DR Karts, Fisher Racing Engines. They're all part of DRT Racing's growing program. At DRT Racing, we not only offer quality products and big horsepower, we can also support our drivers with full arrive and drive programs at all the major events and series. We're trackside with our DR Kart program at the SCUSA Pro Tour and the Super Nationals, the WK National Road Race Series and Manufacturers Cup, and now the US Pro Kart Series. We're thrilled to have multi-time champion Nick Johnson on our team to elevate our chassis tuning and driver coaching programs. And Brian Fisher is always trackside to make sure our drivers' engines are ready to rip. When you're ready to take on the best, give DRT Racing a call at 423-538-3838 or just stop by our trailer at any major racing event in the country. To check us out online, head to drt-racing.com. This EKN live broadcast of the opening round of the United States Pro Kart Series is presented by DRT Racing. DR Karts, Fisher Racing Engines, and Arrive and Drive programs. DRT Racing can take you to the front.
Well, we're back in Mooresville. It's our final heat race of the day, the Pro Class. After this race, we're going to have just a brief intermission, and we're going to have the main events coming up, which is for all the marbles. Positioning for the main events takes place in the heat races and qualifying. This is the last heat race of the day, and then we've got our main events, 20 lappers. The Pro race, the Pro Class on their heat race will be, of course, a 10-lap race, as the others have been. They're doing their warm-up lap right now. The first one was a doozy, and we don't expect this one to be any different. It's a beautiful day here in Mooresville, and this is a beautiful race complex. Just outside of the Charlotte area, about 20 to 25 minutes from the famous Charlotte Motor Speedway, in the middle of NASCAR Central, the race shops, the wind tunnels, the tech centers, Penske Race Shop right down the street. This is the racing environment, and the Mooresville Motorplex promotes it perfectly. Beautiful scoring tower, garages, just a great racing complex, and a thrill for the U.S. Pro Kart Series to be able to hold their first event in their history here at the Mooresville Motorplex, and they have not disappointed. Great racing, great more racing in store for you the rest of the day and tomorrow. Our Pro Class taking shape, headed down to turn 11. Looking for a start. Looking for a green this time. And one more time, I guess. We've got a yellow out, so it'll be one more lap. Still have a kart on the grid trying to get started. Boy, the greatest frustration in motorsports, when it's time to leave the grid and you don't leave the grid. Nothing's worse than that, that's for sure. Our Pro Class, headed up by Ashley Rajero and Dustin Dignas on the front row. Should see a start this time. Watching our flagman, watching the field. Boy, they're coming around slow. Great shape, but a little slow maybe. They punch it now, looking for a green, and we've got a green. Headed into turn 1. Who's it going to be? Oh, we've got one sideways. Everybody's right side up. I think so, yes. And now everyone officially is headed in the right direction, but everybody's on all four. That's always a good sign. We do have the top two, though, and we'll tell you who they are in a moment. I know one looks like DeLeo, and we'll get the run on the second one. It's the number 8. And that would be Brandon Jarsakrik. So those two, Jarsakrik leads. DeLeo runs in second. And then in third, we'll just get to the rundown here shortly. But your leader, Brandon Jarsakrik. Phil DeLeo runs in second. It's Joel Jens in the 35 up to third. Jacob Donald in fourth. Austin Wayne Self fifth. Chris Wareheim in 6th, Jesus Rios 7th, Jake Cole, Tommy Anderson, and Derek Dignan. So Dignan, who started on pole, gets shuffled all the way back to 10th, and we're trying to find Ashley Rajero. She is back to 23rd. So your front row really taking a hit on that start. Tough break, and they are really have their work cut out for them for sure to do something with this one. Phil DeLeo has closed in on Jarsakrik. And DeLeo now trying to make a move. Good battle for third out there between Joel Jens, Jacob Donald, and Austin Self. In fact, Jens gets shuffled back. It's the 10 of Jacob Donald that's moved up to third. A lot of battles on the racetrack all the way back. A little more dust flying down the front straightaway. That was the number 7 off the track. That would have been Jason Foley running off the track on the front straightaway. DeLeo is really on the rear bumper of Brandon Jarsakrik, but Jarsakrik hanging on at this point. DeLeo peeks to the inside, can't do it there. And that second group of 3, which is Jacob Donald, Joel Jens, and Austin Self, are catching up to that lead 2 group of Jarsakrik and DeLeo. So we've pretty much got a 5-car battle. Slipping to the inside of Joel Jens is Austin Self in turn 11. Beautiful pass right at the last second. Dove inside of Jens and made the pass. Austin Self shoots up to 4th spot. Running in third is Jacob Donald. Phil DeLeo right on the rear bumper of your leader, the leader number 8, Brandon Jarsakrik. And we've got the 17 of Ashley Rajero on the front straightaway against the fence. She seems okay, but she is out of the race. Boy, what a tough break for Ashley. The weekend started out so strong for her, and just difficulty today. Got a bad start, and now sitting on the sidelines down the front straightaway, Ashley Rajero, who will be starting further back now in the main event because of a bad finish here in heat number 2. Down the front straightaway one more time. It's a 5-car battle for the lead. Brandon Jarsakrik hanging on, but Phil DeLeo and Jacob Donald nose to tail trying to chase him down. DeLeo especially running in second, right up on the rear bumper. And Austin Self working his way up through the pack, makes a move on Jacob Donald and takes over 3rd spot. Keep your eye on Austin Self. Kart number 07 moved up to 3rd. Every lap he's picked him off one at a time, and he's now closing in on Phil DeLeo. You've got a battle for those top 3 in this pro class that is really turning out to be good. Up front, Brandon Jarsakrik trying to hang on. Phil DeLeo right there, can't seem to get quite enough to get around him, but Austin Self is now on the rear bumper of Phil DeLeo. We're halfway home in the pro class, our last heat race of the day before the main event start, and those top 3 have checked out a little bit, but Joel Jens now back up to 4th, and Jesus Rios in 5th, trying to close the gap. Chris Wareheim back in 6th spot, having a good run out there. And Phil DeLeo takes over the lead inside of turn 8 under braking. Phil DeLeo makes the pass. Here comes Austin Self inside of turn 11, makes the pass. No, it's not Austin Self, excuse me. That was, I believe that's Jesus Rios on top now. We'll double check and see who that is. DeLeo back on top. It's happening so fast it's hard to keep track, I'll tell you. But Phil DeLeo, it looks like, has the lead back again. And the pack behind him really gets kind of out of joint. And DeLeo, if that is DeLeo, will make sure the 77, and that is the 77 of Phil DeLeo leads. The number 10 of Jacob Donald runs second. And now Joel Jens, who's got shuffled back early, has worked his way back up to 3rd. Austin Self in 4th. And Jesus Rios runs in 5th. Jacob Donald gets shuffled on back, further back in the field. And Phil DeLeo now with about a 5-kart length advantage. Good run for DeLeo. Phil DeLeo in the 77 coming all the way from Arizona out here to race with us this weekend. And he is making it all worth the trip, believe me. DeLeo with a nice little lead. Here comes Joel Jens. Slips inside of Jacob Donald going into turn number 4 and makes the pass. Can Jens run down Phil DeLeo with just a few laps remaining? Looks like we got 6 in the books, maybe 7. Could be just a couple, 3 laps to go. Austin Self slips inside of Donald. Here comes Jesus Rios with Donald side by side. DeLeo, a 5-kart length advantage over Joel Jens. Joel Jens doesn't seem to be closing the gap anymore. It's 2 laps to go, this time by for Phil DeLeo. Can he hold on? Will he be able to hold on the hard-charging Joel Jens? Austin Self had a taste of the lead a couple laps ago, but got shuffled back. Right now, Phil DeLeo's running a smooth line out there with less than 2 laps to go. He's going to be hard to catch. About 10 kart lengths now separate Phil DeLeo from second and third. Second place, Joel Jens. Third place, Austin Self. Austin Self making a move now around turn 7. Look for Austin Self to slip to the inside of Jens. Going into turn 8. He's got to make quick work of it, and it's not there. I thought he was going to make that move. Couldn't quite do it. Pushing Jens pretty hard around turn 9 and 10. If he wants to move on DeLeo, he's got to get around Jens now, and it doesn't look like he's going to be able to do it. Here comes Self to the inside, makes the pass, and Austin Self takes over second. Jens right behind him, 1 lap to go, and they're going to try to draft up to catch DeLeo. A lot of action on back in the pack as well. This is a wild race here in our pro class with 39 drivers starting this one. Don't have quite 39 finishing, but still a lot of karts on the field. Phil DeLeo, a 5 kart length advantage, a half a lap left. Through turn 6, through turn 7, down to turn 8. Austin Self is not close enough in turn 8 to make a move. He charges heavy into the corner. He's right on the rear bumper of DeLeo. They go to turn 9. DeLeo keeps it tight, rounds turn 9, hits his marks. Turn 10, if there's a move, it's got to be in turn 11. Here comes DeLeo. Here comes Austin Self. Self looks to the inside, goes in deep. Can't quite do it down the front straightaway. Your winner of heat number 2, the 77 of Phil DeLeo. Austin Self finishes second. Joel Jens third. And it looks like we have Chris Wareheim up to 4th. Jesus Rios finishing in 5th. Jacob Donald 6th. Derek Dignan worked his way all the way back to 7th after a bad start. Finishing in 8th is Brandon Jasarkic. Mike Geese in 9th. And Sean Sharkey finishing in 10th. And the number 3 getting off track into the fence, that is Michael Geringer, and he appears to be okay, but got into the barriers coming down to the line, so a tough break for Michael. Another great race out there by our pro class. Wow. Whew. I'm out of breath. That was a wild one, but a great race. Phil DeLeo showing him the way, and let me tell you something, folks. That main event, it's going to be wild. I can't wait. Well, when we come back, we will begin our pre-race festivities in our main events. And now for a few messages. This is Randy Kugler bringing you EKN Trackside Live, presented by DRT Racing. We're at the Mooresville Motorplex and the U.S. Pro Kart Series event day number 1. We'll be back after a few messages.
This EKN live broadcast from Mooresville Motorplex and the U.S. Pro Kart Series opener is brought to you by importers of the race-winning DR Kart chassis. Kart Lift. Get a kart lift and leave your crew at home. Margay Racing. American-made since 1964. And Kart Sport North America, the newly appointed United States distributor of FA karts and OTK parts.